pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stanley, did you care to lead the word of prayer?
Yep. Our Heavenly Father, as we come to you this morning, Lord, with thankful hearts for another day of life. Thankful, Lord, for your many blessings that you bestow upon us. Father, as we go into these holiday season, we ask that you would bless each one, Lord, that you would just help people to come together with family and friends and show their love to one another. Ask, Lord, that you would lead us in this meeting today, that you would guide us in all that we do for our county. That you would bless those, Lord, that's lost their loved ones, the ones that are sick. Seem like there's so much sickness around. We just ask, Lord, a special blessing for them today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, Mr. Randy.
All right, Denzel Potter. Here. John Brown.
Here.
Stanley Rigsby.
Here.
Brandon Evans.
Here.
Anthony Likens.
Here.
Stanley Franklin.
Here.
All present.
We'd like to welcome you to our early morning version of our fiscal court this morning. It's sort of a treat to see Stanley Rigsby and Denzel Potter this early in the morning, see what they look like.
Yeah. Yeah, we look good.
But I believe they're up and ready to go.
Look good.
Okay. Ms. Sandy, are you ready?
Got my usual packet. In the general fund, we have $483,591.82. The road has $1,099,582.43. The jail has $19,442.51. LGEA has $101,918.27, which, depending if that was coal or mineral, that goes to the jail and road. Forestry has $62.91, and Special Projects has $250,779.51. There's an appropriation condition report and a revenue condition report to go over. I didn't get to do transfers. There are a couple that need to be done, but I don't have that on the agenda separate anyway, so we'll do that on the next meeting. And that's all for this one. Motion to approve the report.
So moved. Second.
And then we have the second reading of budget amendment. Oh, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we've got the second reading of budget amendment number 3 in the amount of $55,365. This was the emergency road money. This is 50%. What was that for? Railroad Fork?
Railroad.
This is the 50% of that. And this is the second reading. Yes, I need a motion on that.
Your second? Second. Anthony made it, Brandon second, all in favor? Aye. Aye.
Okay. Oh, I forgot that. I'm not done. On number 3, on the rescue squad invoices, and I left the folder with the specifics, but and we approved, that's the $5,000 we approved for all the fire departments in place of the coal severance. We also approved that for the rescue squad. The way that was supposed to work was we were to pay the bills up front and not do the reimbursement. Well, Mike Lacey has brought all their bills for reimbursement. They've paid and they're wanting to do it for reimbursement, which, I mean, at the end of the day, if there's something that it's going to hurt, it would hurt them, not us. It would, you know, with fire departments, it's considered governmental funding if you just give them the money like that. With this, and it's being a reimbursement, you know, it's just your all's decision on that. And I didn't bring it, so I don't know the total amount. It wasn't the full 5,000. It was about half of it. And I can email and get final approval on that if you all want to do the reimbursement. We actually, is it in standing order for that?
I'll make a motion on
Okay.
it below their 5,000 and third allotted.
Just to do the reimbursement
Do the
versus.
reimbursement.
Second.
As long as it's below their allotment.
Okay.
John made it, Stanley second, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Oh. Did that again.
Is there an invoice in here for this boiler that, for the tech center?
There is, the total, Ron did get the boiler for the same price as the last one, but this is a special order, so they require 50% up front. And then, this price is good for 30 days, which he got it on the 9th of November, so. But they do require 50% up front, and then the balance after installation.
That's how the last one was.
Was it around 25,000?
No, it's $18,686.06.
18,636.06.
18,686.06.
So they want half of that now? So we-
I'd make a motion, we'll go ahead and pay them back, buy whatever we need.
Yeah. Angela made it, Anthony second, all in favor?
Aye.
Mountain Rule was supposed to have given us two different versions of microphone system for in here. And do we have anything from them? Minnie, you got it?
I sent it out to everyone as soon as I got it, I sent everybody a copy of it. First option package is $365.83. And then the second package was $686.87.
Do they have a recommendation of which one they think will work better in here?
I haven't talked to them, so
They told me they were going to get a couple of systems and try them, and probably the more costly one is better system than the $365 one. And we don't know that either one of them will work for that matter, but they want to try them and see. So, do we want to give them the okay to go ahead and try this from 686 and see if it'll improve? We get a lot of complaints about people that listen to the court meetings that they can't hear, and I guess you all heard the same thing. And I don't know where these little fellows here that's down underneath the counter that can't hear from it or what needs to be done, but we're leaving it up to Mountain Rule to tell us what we need to do.
I'll make a motion, we buy the best where they can hear what's going on in
Could they
there.
come in and demonstrate, let us use one meeting, then the next meeting use the other, and the
They
best of the
probably
two?
could, I guess,
I mean,
yeah.
that way we know what we're
Yeah.
buying.
I guess they could. We could inform them to come and bring one and set it out and let's try it.
Do they actually sell them, or they getting them through another
They were
company?
getting them through somebody else, I think.
Say we may not be able to
Yeah,
try them out if they're not the
I
one that
know
got
the
them.
company may have one that they would allow you to try out and see, I mean, if they're selling, looks to me.
I'll
like-
get back in touch with, let's see, I've been talking to Matt Daniel about that. I'll get back in touch with them and see what they can do before we decide what we do.
You want to let that motion die then for right now, or?
you'll be.
Denzel's got a
move
motion
it-
on the floor.
Move it forward till next meeting.
Next meeting,
Yeah.
yeah. Nobody don't complain about being able to see us, it's hearing us, what it is. Okay, the Easel walking track, somebody got some information about that?
It's the property use agreement, just the renewal, the annual renewals. Nothing's changed, the wording's all the same.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Brandon made it, John second, all in favor?
That's what the Morgan County Board of Education is.
Yeah.
The next item's the same thing. It's the agreement with the library. It's the annual but we do have an amendment to this one. When Commercial Bank moved out, room 201 was added to the library's use. So that amendment has been put on here. That's the big meeting room up on the second floor. So, but they do share with Gateway, and they rent it out to people for different meetings and things like that. So.
Okay, we need a motion to that.
Yes.
Motion.
Second.
Anthony made it, and Stanley second, all in favor?
Aye.
Glenn, did you have a copy of that amendment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome.
I'll email it to you.
Thanks.
Okay, Ms. Grant, comes to you. Irene, we got a copy of it on the desk.
Yeah, I applied for a 50/50 grant to Microsoft Professional for the EOC. And the fiscal court's part is $531.66. I need you all to approve that.
Make that motion.
Anthony's made it here, second.
Second.
Stanley second. Okay. Our salt contract, you know what the price of that
It's
is?
the same as it was last year, hasn't changed. It's $95.91 a ton, and this price does include delivery.
Delivery.
How much did we have left from last year? We had,
Okay.
Half a bin. Well, we hope we'll just get by with that this year, not buy anymore. Better take a chance on it though, have you?
I don't know, that would mean another bad garden season.
Is that right?
We need a few days.
Need a bug killer?
Yeah.
All right, do I hear the motion we
So
accept that
moved.
contract?
Second.
John made it, and Stanley second. All in favor?
Aye.
We've been checking on the boxes for the transfer station. And you got some information, Linda, on
I
that?
do, I got prices on the 20 cubic yard open top and the 30 cubic yard open top. The 20 cubic yards containers are $3,521. They are state
Certified?
well, they're.
Contract.
Yes, state contract.
State
So we do get a
pricing.
discount, and we can actually get those for $34.50.58. And then the 30 cubic yard is, our price would be $37.14.20. If they deliver, that's $1,014 extra.
Where they at?
Louisville,
Well, we just had a truck down there to get it for that kind of
yes.
money.
That price,
Absolutely. Yeah. But that's the price on it. $34.50 for the 20 cubic yard and $37.14 for the 30.
Would our truck handle either one of them?
That was my next question.
Now, I don't know, this is where my expertise
Do you have
is.
the size of them other than the yard, or do you have how long they are?
He didn't give me, that's all he gave.
What size we got down there right now?
I don't know.
They're wore out, whatever's down there.
No, I agree, they're wore out.
Oh, you don't know, do you?
They're gonna, I think they're gonna buy open tops, ain't you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you know what size those are that we've got?
No, I can find out.
They're no more different now, Adam. We want to get to 30. so-
Yeah,
As long as our truck will handle them.
If the truck
If the
Oh,
truck
that
will
truck
take
will
care of
handle
it.
them. if they
It
think
could handle either one of them, I think. I mean,
I've
so
got
do we
some-
go ahead and fix it to where we say we can't handle it and vote, and then if we can, keep the money back?
Here's some information.
In the motion, have it that they will deliver, just in case we can't handle.
That's the 30 yard one, they'll deliver $1,000 extra on that.
But I'm saying if we can't handle that, then we have to set it up to where if we can't,
We want to get it to be refundable if we did, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If we buy them, it may be a done deal.
Well,
Maybe
we could
get it in
get
the
the
contract.
measurements from the one we got, and that way we'd know what to order.
As long as the triple handle.
Yeah.
Length's gonna be the only thing.
Yeah.
It may be too long. We have to measure, get the length.
Yeah. Well, let's get us the measurements on it and we'll go from there then.
It'd be cheaper to go that route.
Well, that's short cheap enough, I'm gonna tell you that.
I'd say it is, yeah.
Can we lease something out? Just go get that with and then from somewhere?
I don't know whether there's just be for one trip like that or not.
Where'd that truck come from? Worldwide?
Yeah,
They would know, wouldn't they?
it'll handle it, if they make a trip to handle that, it'll handle it.
I'm gonna say, just as long as it ain't too long, the truck will handle it, as long as the length ain't too long.
Yeah, it's only,
And I'd say what we got will probably handle it, but I can't say for sure.
I don't believe.
Well, do we want to wait till we get a measurement on the boxes and see if they'll,
I believe right there, tell that one.
Yeah, I figure out which one we're going. Go ahead and make the motion if our truck can handle it, go ahead and get it, if not, then we get the other one.
Sort of have an open motion where whatever,
Says that's where it's coming from.
What price did you give us, the 20s and the 30s, or 30s and 40s?
35 on the 20 and 37 on the 30.
Okay, because they even make a 40 yard.
I think it's 34.
But now the 30 is $1,000 delivery fee on it.
All of them. That's delivery price on all of them.
All of them.
Any of them.
how much?
$1,014.
And that's for Louisville.
Yeah,
48-foot trailer
that's for
drop
them to
top.
bring it up to here and drop it off.
Well, we ought to be able to send our truck down there and pick it up, shouldn't save
Why,
$1,000.
They a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
There's a picture of a 30-yard dumpster.
We're gonna hold off on that.
It's 22 foot long and 6 foot tall by 8 foot wide.
That's what I was getting ready to say here, 275 and a half inches.
That's for a 30 yard.
That's for the 30 yard, if I'm looking at this right. Section E. Divide that by 12.
I'd take one we got now, is that long?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really, I don't know. I couldn't find any paperwork, what we bought the others.
And I tell you what, the maybe the same size, they may just be taller.
That's what I was wondering.
I think they're the same length. If I'm looking at this right, they're all 275 and a half inches. It's just your height on which containers you get. Cause like the 20 yards, 53 inches tall, the 30, 73 inches tall, and the 40 is 95 inches tall. So it's actually just the height of the container. If I'm looking at this right.
Did he say how much a 40s was?
He just gave me the 20 and the 30, that's all he did. I can get the price though, I have.
John, how long was?
The only
275 and a half inches.
thing on
Divide
that,
that by 12.
we need to make sure that it's not too tall to fit in again where they back up to put the garbage in it.
I'd have step ladders pulled up in there.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Them we got now, 95 inches, I'd say.
That'd be the best thing.
Them we got up there now, 95 inches.
Well, if that's the case, that's the 40 yard.
I can get the price.
They're a lot taller than 73. But when they set that against that wall, it ticks up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And say if that's the case, that's the 40 yard.
So that's close to 23 feet long.
Should we try to handle that 40 yard one, right? I mean, while we're
Yeah,
buying,
that's fine, what it
things
is.
we can buy that'll
Measure them up there and see what we got.
see if they're feasible.
We don't want to go one smaller than what we got.
No.
I'll get the price and I'll just forward it on to you all.
Couldn't we do a motion to just leave it up to?
We've got since we're meeting late this month, our next meeting will be the, 14th.
Well, I say just check them out good and we'll mix them with vote on it next time.
Okay. I'll put it on December agenda.
It's only a little over 2 weeks away.
We will have to move money to pay for that into solid waste.
Getting somebody measure between now and then.
Yeah, Carl will get us some measurements on it. Okay, Robin, you wanna talk about the wellness center? Or have you got the plan, somebody got the plan?
Have I sent you out a copy of the strategic plan? I can't remember.
I've seen it, but I don't know.
I can't remember if I have or not. I've sent you some
I don't think I have either.
I don't know, I don't think so.
But I'll forward that out to everyone, with what the board came up with. It's for you all to review. It has been sent to Frankfurt. We're still waiting to hear back from them, their thoughts. So, it's actually just for review at this point.
But it has been sent to them for their, okay.
And I'll forward it to everybody.
Okay, you wanna talk about coal severance?
I talked to the lady in the coal severance department last week, and they are wanting us to go ahead and get busy and get projects together for, we've got $90,000 in our pot right now, and they are wanting us to go ahead and start deciding what projects we want to use that money for. So,
One of the things that the food pantry lost, what, 5,000? And
this is the third time they've actually done that.
they're needing it now because of some of the bills that they have.
How much coal severance money did you say that you had?
We have $90,000 right now in the county pot to use for projects.
What type of projects are those used for?
Economic development, they can be used for the fire departments, new projects. We've used it for different things that needed to be repairs at the technology center. We've used it on the ball fields.
Community growth then.
That looked into,
We've used it a whole lot to pay the insurance on the fire departments. They didn't have any money to pay with. We
That's
used for
something
that.
I'm not sure if that,
that makes a page on
okay.
Can the food pantry turn in the things that they need for that money?
We need, the first thing we have to do is get our list of projects. And of course, we know that's $5,000. We know what that is. And just have them to write down what they want to use that for. And it's changed now. It has to go through, legislators have to look at, review our projects and sign off on them now. Used to be the fiscal court or the judge could make that decision, and it went to Frankfurt and went through coal severance, and it was pretty much a done deal. That's all changed now. So just get projects together, what you want to do with it, and that might be something that you want to bring back to the December meeting. But we need to know, when you ask for a project, you need detailed what you want to use the money for.
Okay.
In other words, if you ask for food pantry, you can't just ask for food pantry. You've got to say if you want it for food, or if you want it for utilities, or upkeep of the vehicles.
Or a list of things to do.
We might use some of that, buy them dumpsters with.
we need to try to make sure we get the trend.
Because that's how we bought our last ones.
Going, I mean, when we have to buy dumpsters or.
That's how we bought the last
Need
roll-offs.
to look into moving that back over to the county garage, I think.
We got some money down there, need to be spent pretty quick.
We probably need to get a price on a compactor. I can do that if y'all want me to.
It'd be a good idea.
We know pretty much what the roll-offs are gonna cost,
Yeah.
so let me get a price on a compactor.
We'll see what we can do.
Get the compactor, you could have the leaching system working.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't, think really if we had it, if we could get it moved back out to county roads or whatever and get it back runoff water out of it, I mean, I don't think it'd be that much leachate come out of just the garbage.
Nothing like what it is
I mean,
now.
it wouldn't be nothing like it if we can dump it for, what was it, 27 cents
Yeah.
a gallon? What would that be for a gallon?
$270 something.
That would be, I think, maybe, what, load every month, 2 months or something, if we didn't have no.
Depending on how much it rained, I guess, how much,
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
Water,
If
like-
you could get the water out of it,
Yeah.
you know, get a roof over it, get it where it ain't getting no rainwater in it. Just what comes out of the garbage, I mean, you know, it wouldn't,
Make
I
a big
wouldn't think
difference.
it'd be that much. I mean, there'd be some, I know, but not nothing like, cause now when it rains, I mean, there's a bit of water, you know.
Like
Rain
that.
goes in the thing and then the water runs off the ground, runs in it too, and it, but, the price of those.
Okay.
well, there was a proposal, one time to build a shed over it, but I don't know that $140,000.
That was
Shed?
actually a drying shed and a cover
Okay.
over the compactor, so, I don't know if that was broke down to just, I don't think it was. I think it was just the whole project. It was like
Is
$125,000.
it working out pretty good the way we're doing it now?
Well, we're running out of space and having to close the transfer station
Much has it
every now and then.
increased or what?
But if we had more dumpsters to take care of it.
This month?
We'll say if we put the leaching stuff back in, like Stanley said, we'd have to move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get it away from that river, I think, cause that's,
If it'll operate recyclable container, we're fine.
Looked at to move it up on the hill above the garage that you know of.
No.
Is there any reason that they couldn't move it up there? I mean, would there be a environmental hitch to it that you couldn't?
I don't see where they would be.
No, actually, they've suggested we do that.
I believe it'd be a good
EPA has.
idea to get it out of that, up there if we could, money wise. And talking about coal, there was a gentleman in here, Thursday afternoon that, he said the permit was gonna be let on that Straight Creek property, and, he thought the permit would be approved that day or the next day. And it is definitely a goal over there to have, that project going, and, he thinks it'll, supply about 100 jobs around that, coal, mine over there. And they was really up in there about it, glad to see it go through, and he says they've done everything that they're supposed to do, to meet with the Obama administration and also with the Trump administration, so whichever way it went, why, they'd be in compliance with whatever they're gonna do. So, looks like it might be a great big deal, and it's there for a while. I mean, it's not gonna be just a fly-by-night outfit, so hopefully that'll mean some more jobs in the county. I
How
hope so.
many did you say you thought it would provide?
100 jobs is what the gentleman, he was from Extension Service in UK. That was his take on it. So,
We ever got switched back to coal for Richmond County.
Yes.
I'd say we have.
Denzel
that.
was-
Okay.
Denzel, you went to that meeting last, did you?
Yeah, they said we would. They also said we had some money we needed to, get rid of.
Yeah.
We could use it.
Well, yeah.
Something else so you all are aware of, where we're not using the compactor, we're having to haul more. Our expense has gone up about $2,800 to $3,000 in the past month on disposal alone, where we're not using the compactor and we're having to haul so much more. And that doesn't even account for the fuel costs on top of that. Just so you all
It
know.
doesn't tighten it up, does, if you don't use it back, it's more bulk.
But we're having to take a lot more trips.
Yeah.
You're saying it's just taking more, just the trips of driving down there and fuel.
Do they not charge by the ton?
Connie, how do they charge?
They charge by what?
Do they charge by the ton?
We'd have to look at the ticket.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Yeah,
because I
that's what
don't-
they charge.
Yeah.
That's what they should charge by the ton.
Shouldn't be any difference. I mean,
There is a minimum too.
Yeah, but he was used to taking 1 to 2 loads, and now he's up to sometimes
It's just
3 and maybe 4 a day. To haul it out of there.
a fire bigger truck.
Maybe we need to talk to those people, can't negotiate with them, because, I mean, if, you know, if you're dumping a ton of garbage, whether it's compacted or not, I mean, you still got a ton, you know, so maybe we could, maybe the judge could talk to them, see if they could give us a break till we get.
I don't believe they're charging us any more on the ton, it just costs a little extra ticket on more trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
More fuel.
Tight,
The
yeah.
same price on the ton, sure,
Yeah.
you know.
Where has the price gone up that winter, you know, I mean, is it fuel or inflation? or-
Making more trips.
It's the
fee
disposal
itself.
fee,
And
what they
disposal.
charge us to come there and dump. It doesn't include our fuel costs because they get the fuel from the road.
Yeah, I'm saying they're still charging per ton price, it's just that we're taking an extra 1 or 2 loads than what we normally do.
But we should have the same amount of tonnage of
Do they
garbage,
have
no
a
matter if
flat-
they
do
take it in
have a
10
flat
trips or they
rate?
take it in 3 trips.
They might have a flat rate to dump there plus a tonnage right now. I'm not
That might be
sure
good.
on that, but that could be
Have to
part
do
of it.
Something like that looks like.
Because I know, like with our dead animal, you have a minimum. You have to, it's gonna be at least, what, 20-some
Yeah.
bucks, or more, because even if it's like a calf, they're gonna charge, even if it was the same as a big cow, there's a minimum that they're gonna charge you. It could be something like that,
Probably would be
where we're not
bad
meeting that
idea.
minimum and we're having to go and we're still paying that, or a minimum plus the tonnage. I'm not real sure on that.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea for someone to call them and find out, maybe we could.
We can look into it more and see where exactly the increase is, but, you know, we knew that was coming with more trips, more expense.
Well, I mean, I understand the fuel and all that, but I don't understand them charging us more, you know,
Right.
without you said like it's a,
I'd say my assumption is that there's a flat rate or something along those lines.
Well, if you don't compact it, you know you're gonna have to make more trips.
yeah, that's.
I'd say 1 to 2
Double.
more trips
It's
than what we made before.
Maybe
It's gonna roughly have the same amount of tonnage,
Yeah.
but it's gonna take it more trips.
That's what,
That's right.
what it is. So
Probably.
each, where we're making.
I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, but yeah,
We're
I'm
making extra
saying.
trips, we're paying the extra rate.
$2,800.
Like they have a flat rate. If your tonnage doesn't meet this amount, you're gonna pay this anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's how they do with the animal disposal. They would do the same for garbage.
Whether you've got 3 ton or half a ton.
You might
still
have,
pay
and
the-
once you get over that flat rate amount, then they'll charge based on your ton price. I'm not sure. I'd say that's probably what it is. And we're not meeting our tonnage when before we met our tonnage. Because it was compacted before, so it weighed more even though it was 1 trip. So it was by the tonnage, and I'd say now it's less, but it's meeting that, it's falling at that minimum, is my guess. Just something to keep in mind.
Well, we might look into getting somebody to give us a proposal about moving the whole system up on the hill above the garage. Of course, we have to get the environmental aspects of it and whether they'll even let us do it or not. I don't reckon there'd be any reason we couldn't move it up there, would there?
No, he's actually suggested that we do
Get
that,
up there.
that we move it.
Moving the transfer station.
Where
We
you
move
moving
it
it
standing
to?
and say we have
That's,
to meet on.
I don't know. The
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they're suggesting up there next to the
We're
garage.
right now, probably, and they over,
We'd have to work with EPA.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they,
it may not be.
I can get those guidelines too if you want me to do that. What we'd have to do.
it'd be a good idea
Yeah, I'd like to see.
to look into it, see if we can. It's not in a really good place where it is right now. No way, I just go.
No, it's not. Anything that happens up there, I mean, if they have any kind of field or anything else, well, that's up in the river, I mean,
Yeah.
it's 10 times worse than what it would be. I mean, back on the garage, there's no water or anything, it's just what runoff water, it'd be all you have back there.
Yeah.
Oh, that? Yeah.
We'll look into it
Yes,
and
it's
see
in.
what it takes to do. All right, let's see, we've got some bids to open on the ditch line business. Got 2, is that right?
That's $400 more. $197. Commercial. Between the two, it's 400. Yes.
Okay, we've got two participants. We got one from S&M Contracting LLC and one from Prairie Convey Construction Company. Prairie Convey has lumped them all together, all five projects, and their lump sum bid was $68,200. That's their five projects that they got.
I get copies of those.
Okay, S&M has got their projects all listed separately.
That's how we were told to bid it, was per road, per project,
Okay,
by 4 people. So that's what our understanding was, is how it was going to be bid and would be dispersed per individual road.
okay, their bid is $83,800. Prairie Convey was $68,200. Now theirs isn't broken down to each one of them like S&M is. I don't know exactly how that read in the bid. Did it say per project?
Well, that's one of the problems we run into is there's not really any guidance when something is being bid as to how it is wanted a lot of times. And so we inquired to Linda, to some of the magistrates, to the road department, you know, did they want it per foot, did they want it per road, did they want it lump sum? And so we were told that bid it per road, per, you know, per lump sum, because if you bid it per foot with 40 some miles of road, that's a whole lot of money, and there's areas that doesn't need to be touched versus, you know, I don't think you're going to need to clean every inch of every road, and I don't think you have the money to do that, honestly. So, you know, with all the discussion with everybody that we talked to, they said, well, bid it per road, per lump sum, and the county road department told us they were going to mark out what areas they wanted cleaned, and then that lump sum for that road would take in whatever they wanted cleaned and, you know, hauled away or what graded they wanted done.
Was that 40-some miles of road?
I think so.
It is, yeah, I don't have the total, but I have each road, because we actually went and measured, drove them out and measured mileage, so I'm thinking it was right around 40, 41, which I can add them up if anybody's interested, but, so that's, you know, even if you were at just a wild number, $1 a foot, you know, if you've got 40-some miles broken into feet, you know, that's $300,000 or $400,000, so I don't think that's where you all want to go. I mean, so that's why we, with all the discussion, we wanted to know, you know, how to approach it, because there really wasn't a, you know, and that's what, you know, we find with a lot of projects is we don't have a bid sheet, we don't have specifications as to what is wanted.
That really ain't a bad price, I think, for that many miles of road, you know.
I'm not sure. We'll still have to use them.
probably the bid needs to be a little more specific than what we had in the paper. I mean,
Well, I mean, how you
Tech.
want it, you know, which like I said, we were told for road,
Yeah.
for lump sum. But, you know, it's like I said, at basically every project, you know, is really, if you don't know specifically, you know, it's hard for two people to bid something if you're not exactly quoting the same way or on the same guidelines.
Oh, yeah,
My
yeah.
idea of what might be appropriate might be different than, you know, even with pipe or whatever, you know, I may be quoting a certain type and they may be quoting another type, and it's hard to, so it really needs to be specific as to what.
Well, the road department did go out with them and show them what needed to be done. I think then they marked it off.
If it come to any time, we first.
The road department, somebody, a representative from the road department did go out with them and show them.
They drove the roads out
That's what I
and
mean.
measured the mileage, but however, like we discussed with them, is, you know, whether you guys would want every, you know, if it gets touched, or if you just want cleaned out, you know, what needs to be. You know, if you were doing a per foot price, that would be what you want to do for sure, is, you know, but, so that's, you know, like I said, with, you know, every answer we got back was bid it per road and just a lump sum, and then they would decide, you know, does it all need to be cleaned? We want this section and this section.
Is it necessary that we go back and specify a little more detail in the bid?
Well, I mean, both of them got a total price on there,
Yeah.
well, maybe the same difference.
But that's not what, I mean, if I was gonna bid it in a lump sum, and I was gonna get the entire project, you know, yes, I would bid it differently than I would per road. Because there's some roads, honestly, that are really bad and are gonna be, you know, a harder project to move, and, you know, it's gonna be a bigger project. Some of them are not that bad. But, you know, if I was looking to get the whole job, you can do that cheaper if you're going to get the whole amount of work than if I'm going to get 3 roads and somebody else is going to get 4 roads. So, you know. And I think it's, I'll have to say, I think it's, you know, unfair to the bidders if we can't all be providing the same type of quote on the same guidelines. You know, and that's a problem, because if I ask one person and then somebody else asks somebody else, and we're getting 3 or 4 different answers, it's very hard to present a accurate bid that is equal to everybody else's on the same playing ground. I should say not equal, but. And to bid a per foot price, you know, you would probably, it'd be helpful to know, you know, how many, you know, what you're wanting cleaned out per road, or if you did it per road per foot, or a total project per foot. I mean, you know, it's just, we just need to know in what aspect you want it and how it's going to be awarded.
Would it be better if you bid it by the foot where part of the road or part of the ditch lines don't need to be anything done to, or I mean, how?
Well, that's really up to you all. I mean, you know, we bid it per road to do whatever needed to be done on that road, whether if you know, Pepper goes out there and says this whole road needs to be, you know, this whole area right here, this whole side of the road needs to be done, then that's what we would have done. Or, you know, you want to do here, here, and here. So, you know, like I said, it's kind of hard to accurately bid something when I don't know what it is that they're, if we're doing whole roads, if we're doing whole projects, if we're, you know. So, I mean, that's, like I said, really up to you all what you want. But, you know, per foot, I would think you'd want to do every foot of every road. Because that's, what did you do, you have 4 roads per, there's a whole lot of roads in the county, and if you started trying to clean them all out per foot, you know, I guess that money comes from the general road fund, so it wouldn't take very long to be broke.
Do I hear a motion that we accept these bids as presented? Or do we need to go back to the board again and have it redone?
We've got bids turned in.
I think whoever drove and looked at them ought to know, you know, that, I mean, some places probably don't need ditching. I'd say, you know, they probably, you know, if they're on the low side of the road, and, you know, at the bottom there or something, you know, they don't need ditch on that side, you know.
But my question is we were told they were gonna be awarded per road, per price, and that's not what you're doing. So, you know, I have a problem with that.
How is it advertised?
You know.
We need to go back and look at
How's
the
it worded in
advertising,
the
see how it's
advertisement?
advertised.
Do you have the,
It wasn't, I have the advertisement.
You got to take it out of the paper?
So, it just said, when they were to be turned in, that the contractor will furnish any and all needed equipment, flaggers, of course, the county's gonna replace any pipes,
At our discretion.
and a dumping site. You know, there is no specification of how it was to be bid. And like I said, that's the problem, and I know Linda knows that we've asked her what what was wanted. We asked the county road department, I think Steve talked to you, and, you know, Denzel said, well, I would see no other way to bid it but per road. So, you know, we took the information we had from the officials and presented the bid per road, and now, you know, we're sitting with a per road bid versus a lump sum bid. You know, and I can say that my lump sum bid would have been differently if I were looking at getting the entire project, because that makes a difference. If you're getting a bigger lump sum of work, you can do that cheaper than you can one or two roads, because you're moving your equipment, you know. So, like I said, you know, that's a problem to me if, you know, if we're having a hard time being consistent with what we're asking for.
Okay, I hear a motion that we accept these bids.
I mean, we've got bids turned in. If we're gonna do the bids, we're either gonna have to take them, bids has been exposed, or we're gonna do completely away with the ditch line contract. I mean, I'm not saying anything on either side.
Both of them have got a total bid on it, you know.
Well, I mean, if we are, like I said, we either gonna have to do something or do them ourselves.
Yeah.
you got the advertisement right there?
Yep.
Are you asking me for the advertisement?
No, she's got one I wanted to look.
Well, I found that in other counties, normally when things are bid, they set out a specific guideline of what they want, or they have a bid packet with a sheet that you fill out that says, you know, for whatever they're wanting. You know, whether it's a lump sum or it's each individual item, or, you know, and like I said, we run into that a lot here, is you're kind of just trying to figure out what you're even bidding and what you're doing, and then you get here and, you know, you've got everybody on a different playing field. You know, the same thing with, you know, whether or not you're required to be pre-qualified or not. You know, there was a question of that, which, you know, some projects it seems that you guys want that to be the case, and other projects not. You know, insurance, I mean, it's just seems to be very helter-skelter to what's wanted.
Well, in fairness to all, we need to have the thing explained down to each and everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, if it's for foot, for road, for lump sum,
But they want it to be
whatever,
regardless.
I have no issue
They
with
want
any
it
of
to be
those
Yeah.
ways, as long as I have, you know, I'm going to be putting my price the same way as everybody else.
hearing no motion that we accept what's been turned in, well, I say that we table the discussion for now. If somebody else has got something else they want to say about it.
Bids has been turned in, like I said, I ain't taking no big sides, I ain't doing nothing, but if we don't do something with them, I say the county do them themselves then.
Well, I think it's a bad time to start digging in the ditch line right now anyway, for that matter. I mean, the way the weather's coming on us and the wintertime setting in. But, you know.
I make a motion, we set bids. Bids are turned in.
Motion's been made by John that we accept the bid. Here a second for that motion?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll have to vote nay.
Okay. But you two. Anthony?
It didn't specify.
You want to see a copy of the bid?
Oh, I've got.
For the announcement?
I mean, it's not, the way the ad was wrote up, it don't specify anything. So, you know, I mean, I don't feel like that it's fair to, and I know that they both have a total bid for all the roads, but, you know, I can understand how that it could be different if, you know, if you thought you was going to bid and get just maybe one road out of the whole project, then it would be if you was going to get them all, because, you know, it's like she said, you know, some of them, you know, it's going to be pretty easy, and then some of them is not going to be so easy, so you've got to, you know, you've got to kind of allow for both ways. So that, I mean, that's the reason that I vote no. Just a lack of information, I guess, more than anything else.
You want to explain your vote, Brandon?
I agree, Stan.
Okay. What about your vote, Nathan?
I haven't voted yet.
That's what I thought.
The bid, it didn't specify one way it comes. Individual roads.
But that's what we were told when we inquired about how to bid the project, because there were some specifications.
You keep saying that, how much of a difference would your bid have been then between 83.8 and 68.2?
If I were bidding them as lump sum, significantly, because like I said.
Put that in a math term, that, put it in money-wise, significant.
Well, I mean, I don't have that figure because I wasn't prepared to bid it that way. But, you know, if you're looking at taking a larger sum of work, which is 20 roads, versus, you know, the possibility of getting a road in each district, and you're going to be moving from district to district to district with your equipment to do one road. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all the roads were mentioned. Did you not get the list of roads?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, but I'm just saying, because there was no specification, we inquired about how they were going to be awarded, and we were told they would be awarded per road, per lump sum bid. So like I said, we've talked to the county road department, we've talked to Linda, we've talked to some of the magistrates, you know. So, you know, like I said, I would feel more comfortable bidding if there were, you know, set specifications that says, you know, I want it per foot, I want it per road, I want it per lump sum, you know. And I mean, if you bid it lump sum, then, you know, yeah, you're going to clean out whatever needs to be cleaned out per road. If you bid it per road per lump sum, then, you know, we were prepared to, you know, do whatever needs to be done on that road. Or if you're bidding it per foot, then, you know, I would assume the county's going to mark out what footage, you know, what areas they want done, and then you're going to permit, you know, submit a invoice for only the feet that you touched, which would be a lot of trouble, but
you're still doing the same roads that are listed.
She's saying her price would have been a whole lot cheaper if it was the whole project, because
Exactly.
she may go all the way over towards Sand Lick my way and only get one road there, then go all the way to the other end of Ezel or somebody else's district and get one like that's what she's saying.
But the roads were listed.
What she's talking
Yeah,
about,
but-
equipment.
But I mean,
She
she's
was
gonna
on-
have to move the equipment because each road, like in my district, you've got 4
Yes,
different
you're going to be
roads.
moving the equipment, but overall, if you're doing a larger amount of work, you can do that cheaper than you can do a small amount of work, because, you know, it's giving you a larger sum of work to do. You know, that's just normally how it goes. But if you're moving from, you know, you're doing 3 roads in the whole county, you know, and that's not really my argument. My argument is that there were no specifications when we inquired about the specifications. That was what we were told to do. But now, you know, we have us versus another contractor. They submitted a bid one way, we submitted the way we were told to do it, and, you know, so here we are in this discussion.
I think she was under the impression, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was under the impression that the roads would be awarded.
That's what we were told.
Each road separate.
That's what we were
In other
told.
words, like, just say D Hart Road would be awarded to the low bidder, and Cal Branch Road or whatever would be awarded to the low bidder.
But
Yes,
does the
that
bid-
was-
does
But the bid didn't say that. I
the
mean,
bid doesn't
what was
say that.
advertised didn't say
The
that.
bid just has.
That's probably our fault, because it wasn't. You
But
know,
what
we
she
should
was
have
saying, when
specified
she
better.
inquired to find out how to bid, that was what she was led to believe, that each road was going to be awarded individually.
Well, it wasn't what I was led to believe, that's what was said, that they
Okay,
wanted it
right.
bid. You know, because like I said, we talked to the road department, you know, we talked to Linda several times. You know, I know Steve's talked with a couple of the magistrates.
So that makes a big difference if you've got one road that pretty much all the ditch line has to be cleaned on, and you don't know that you're going to get the rest of the roads, then you're going to have to bid that road higher than you would one that maybe had 2 places 100 foot long that needs to be cleaned out.
Yes, Miranda?
Can somebody tell me when this advertisement for bid ran in the paper?
I have to go back and look, but I don't, a couple, 3 weeks ago, I think.
For
wasn't
my
it?
own personal reference.
it got a
I'd
date
like to
on
know.
I think it was,
Ran 2 weeks.
I don't know that it was in there this week, I think it was the previous.
No, I think
2
it's
weeks.
2 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah. It was sent to the paper on the October 30th.
Okay, thanks.
I put a time limit on you.
Well, I'm not trying to take sides here, but if I put it in the paper, this is, and I don't clarify it, and if I call in and talk to 3 different people, I may get a different opinion each time. And
You will.
you have to go back, well, I'm not putting, but you have to go back to what was written in the paper, what was written, the bid, and all the bids was a list of roads, right? And you know, if it was that way, then just a list of
Well, if it was
roads.
that way, then whoever is speaking in terms for the county needs to say, well, we can't give you any more information than what's listed in the bid. Because when people give opinions or their ideas of how things are going to be done, then, you know, I assume that elected officials or people that are employed with the county has an idea of what they want.
But I guess what I'm saying though is that, you know, this new school going up, whoever got the bid there, they couldn't call in, they had to take what was written down.
Yeah, there's a
And-
specific set of plans and a specific set of bidding guidelines when you bid a project. And that's the problem we have here, is that we don't have that.
Well, but if, you know, they didn't get in contact with me though, but if they had, I said, okay, I want those 4 roads clean. The ones I have listed, I wouldn't say, okay, well, you know, you'll get so much for this road and so, you know, I hate doing this, but I think a bid's a bid. I'm gonna have to go yes. I mean, it just lump sum, so I mean, you itemized each road, but it didn't call for that in the paper. It was just
Just that they were
X number of roads.
Which was why that I inquired how, well, and that's what I said, you know, it didn't say if you wanted bid per foot, it didn't say if you wanted bid per lump sum. I mean, that's what I said, there were no specifications.
So you just had to go on what the paper's what I'm saying. To me, lump sum is the way it was in the paper. You itemized each road, and that was a good thing. But if you look on the other side, that wasn't asked for.
Well, it was asked for by the people that I inquired to.
But you have a bit, I mean, when it's put in the paper, it's put in the paper. You know, to go against, do you see what I'm saying? I'm gonna vote, I'll have to vote, the way it's in the paper, the roads are just listed, it doesn't say, give me an itemized list, or you can get this road or that road, so. When we talked about
It doesn't say
it,
give you a lump sum bid either. It
No,
doesn't
that's
say
true.
give you a per foot.
but when we talked about it, we just talked about roads in general, right? Was there,
4 per district. That was
yeah,
listed.
when they come to me, it's 4, and I thought, well, whatever amount those roads are would be, I'm gonna, with that being said, I just, you have to go with, each time, we have to go with the bid in the paper, lump sum.
3-2.
All right.
So your vote?
How many votes we got?
3.
I
Three, two.
can't figure it out. I couldn't go on that for
Well, I mean, I'm just
We got
saying,
3 yeas and 2 nays, is that correct?
Correct.
All right.
your
But
vote,
the bid will have to stand then.
Your vote.
your vote.
I don't have to vote if you got a majority.
No.
You don't?
No,
You have to vote.
it's left up to you fellow.
No, it's your final vote.
So it's 3-2 to the lowest bidder.
I'm 99% sure what you got.
All right, all in favor?
We just got done.
Yeah, we already done
All right,
that.
okay,
3-2.
3-2. All right. The next topic is our advanced disposal, discussion on it.
We've been talking about what we want to do basically. We're paying advanced disposal to pick our garbage up here and at the library. And it used to be on our water bill. They switched their billing up and they individualized their billing. And now that we see how much it is, we think it's kind of silly that when we have a dump, we're paying for somebody to come pick our trash up. It's $400 a month, $200 per building. It's like $197 to have them come pick our trash up and take it to their dump. And I mean, we can have somebody come around, pick it up twice a week, take it to the transfer station and save $400 a month. Kind of a no-brainer. It doesn't make sense to me to have it picked up when you have a dump.
I say we haul it up ourselves. Make a motion, we haul it up ourselves.
We're already doing that for the animal shelter. We already go get their trash and bring it up to the dump.
Wellness center.
Yeah, so I mean, it just kind of makes sense. We do them all.
All right, motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Didn't their rates
We can't
increase
act on
also,
it.
Lindsay?
Do what?
Didn't their rates increase also?
I have no.
They separated, but I think they went up too.
I'm not sure because where it was like lumped together, you didn't really know it was, and now you can itemize, did it?
Yeah, it's on the water bill, yeah.
I didn't realize that we paid that much for garbage pickup. That's crazy. It's crazy.
I think.
I'll do it for $100. I'll haul our garbage to the dump for $100. Save $100 for the dump. We're in the wrong
Okay, Robin, you
business.
wanna talk about the Wellness Center?
Yes, unfortunately, since we lost the Kids Will Be Kids inflatable package, that would have really helped our center. Since we lost that in Fitzgerald County, I'd like to ask you guys to vote and let me get at least 1 or 2 inflatables for that place down there this winter. Because last year we rented one for day and a half, and $500, $400 some dollars, right? $500 for this day and a half. I have a printout of a couple of different slides. I also have a couple items there that would help our snack bar area. And these are not the actual things future, I may be able to get a little bit cheaper. These are just some ideas. But I'm asking what you all would like.
Is that purchase or lease? Purchase? Yeah, I heard that right.
Yeah, do like a popcorn machine, a hot dog roller, an inflatable or two maybe. I know I've got the slides picture here, but there is a little one, it's like a pirate ship, and I could use that in what it's supposed to be the climbing wall. But if we could get carpet on that floor and a small inflatable in there, we have so many kids that come in with their parents, and there's nothing for them to do. And with Elliott County getting all the kids will be kids inflatables, that's going to take from that end of our county. We need something here for them to do.
We've got some money in that, somebody donated that. I think let's buy some of that stuff.
We still have $30,000 in that fund.
How much?
How much?
$30,000.
Let's buy some of that stuff for kids to play with in the hot dog machine.
Have you got in touch with Pepsi to see what products that they would, and machines they'll bring down there for the snack bar?
I have called and left a couple of messages, they haven't got back to me.
They will actually furnish like the ice machine and the fountain drinks machine. So we might want to try to catch up with somebody.
Something for the kids, like right now, over cold weather's like that. I've got a few kids that ride the bus down there, they're high school kids, but when they come in, they're hungry. They'll get on the phone, call their mom, can you bring me something to snack on? Can you bring me something to eat? So if we had these things in there, we could at least make a little bit of money off those. And I'm also trying to work on getting some ball tournaments in there. So if we get that, we definitely will need a snack bar area feeding people.
Is there any civic group that'd like to take on that snack bar to keep it going? I mean, such as Women's Club or the Kiwanis Club or Rotary Club or?
I think we're gonna make a lot of money on the snack bar area if we could do it ourselves.
Okay.
I spent about 7.5 hours at ball game yesterday at the high school. And you wouldn't believe the money that is filtered through that food system.
I say we take some of that money and do this stuff, you know, that's what it's for.
I make a motion, we just go ahead and let Robin get us some prices and see what she needs, and we'll improve it.
Okay. Is there your second to that motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You pre-approve it, or you gonna get
You
prices?
could use, Robin? I mean, what about an ice cream machine? Can we make money
About
on
the December meeting.
it? I mean, if you're wanting 30,000,
Kids will be kids, but I just want to get something for the kids to play on and something for the snack on right now. Later, I might be able to get more stuff, but we've got to have a starting point.
one school that an ice cream machine really worked out with.
Get a price on the carpet too.
$4,000, I've already got that, I just didn't bring it with it.
Okay.
Is that from?
Talked to Mike Stacy, and he gave me a quote of $4,000, and that's just not to put carpet on the floor, but to bring it up over those window sills, and fix that,
That's all they need
the
for
rock
signature.
climbing wall, so the kids won't fall, because it's all metal around through there. But that's for a cushion.
That's Lindsay, I think that's what it is. I just
And
sent one
then
to
the
her.
plush carpet, and come up over the window sill for $4,000.
It's all given back.
So,
So you're gonna get a hot dog and popcorn machine?
Stanley made the motion, Dizzle second to get pricing on all this.
Yeah.
Did we vote?
No, we haven't voted.
now, the inflatables have the price on them here, but I'm thinking if I get two, he might give me a little discount, because I've already talked to this guy. But the hot dog machines, it's gonna be close to the prices. I think the hot dog machine was $800 some. There was one that was $500, but it was smaller. I mean, it was just, wasn't very big at all.
All right, the motion's been made that we give Robin authority to go ahead and do what she needs to do about getting the inflatables and some cooking ware down there. Do I hear a second?
I already seconded.
All right, all in favor?
Specify to come out of the donation line item. Right.
Well, we have a CD in the bank, don't we, for the 30?
It was all transferred over.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, your monthly invoices need to be looked at, talked about.
Worked on that better.
Yep. Everybody's got a copy? I emailed it to everybody.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Okay, motion been made, second. All in favor?
Who seconded?
Stanley second. Anthony made it, Stanley second. All in favor? Aye. Pay the bill.
I guess if it's trade item, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're gonna see it probably get everything all on.
Just take it for original.
Just
to move money in there. It'll all come out of her line item and then we'll need.
Well, that's, yeah, I say that.
Get them folders down there, boy, I'll see the evil eye.
I get you.
Linda, we got any more money for that video abatement thing?
Got a little. Got a little.
I think the highway lawyer done it. They said they had a mix-up on
Did
that.
you bring it back?
Somebody
Just
picked
pass
it
it
up.
around.
That's involved with them some way or another. But they got the check for it.
I didn't know I picked it up, so I picked this up.
Highland Lodge.
Yeah.
About it.
Somebody at that lodge, I don't know.
Oh, Larry laughing.
Larry like.
Oh my, he's up.
Dan McKenzie, maybe?
Dan McKenzie, yeah.
He's up one time.
Hi.
I'll talk to you later.
Thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a good
Make a
Thanksgiving.
motion to adjourn.
All right.
Thank you.
Anthony made it, Stanley second. All in favor? Aye. Enjoy your service.